Hello, my name is Adrienne Corkill. I am in the Anatomy and Physiology 1 lab section, and this is my video where I will be performing a dissection on a sheep brain and a cow eye. That is a lot of gloves. Okay. I am now wearing the proper safety gear. Okay. So this is the cow eye dissection. We'll be following the instructions on here. Tools. Okay. I just realized I will need a big knife, so I will be right back. Okay. Fun fact, I am a surgeon. I'm not. Okay. So much plastic. I don't actually know what this is for. Gonna assume it's a table cover. Gonna hope it's a table cover. So this is the cow eye portion of the dissection, as I had previously mentioned. If I can get the bag open. $80 kit for scissors that don't work. Okay. Yeah, have gotten the eye out of the bag. So here's that cow eye. So the first step says, with scissors, remove the fatty tissue from around the eye and identify the external features. So I will be doing that now. I am a surgeon. You know, in my anatomy and physiology class that we did for high school, did not have this much fat around the eye. So I'm a little nervous. I may end up cutting something I don't want to. Scalpel's sharp though. That's nice. Okay. So right there at the very back, that is that little circle there, that is the optic nerve. That is the second cranial nerve. And it is a sensory nerve for the sensation, or for vision. The sensory nerve for vision, that's correct. That's what it is. Okay. So there is that. Okay, so it says identify the outward features, or the external features. So the cornea is this kind of milky looking cover of the eye. 13. The sclera, that is the white portion of the eye. And then, as I had already previously identified, this is the optic nerve right here. I think I may have said ocular. That is the optic nerve. So now it is having me cut the eye this way. All of the fluid. I always hate that. Okay. So what do we got here? 12. You've got the retina, which is this little membrane here. That is what gets the light. And here's the ora centrata, which I do not remember what that is for. Number 8. So, and then this hard part here, if I can get this fluid out the way. This hard part here is the lens. And my screen is dimming. Okay, and then on the inside here is a shiny layer. And it's better visible on this one. So underneath of the retina is this shiny layer. And this is not in a human eye. That shiny layer there helps with animal night vision. And so that optic nerve is what brings the sensory stimulus of vision to the brain, where it can be processed by the primary visual cortex in the occipital lobe of the cerebrum. I hope that was a sufficient answer, and I will be cleaning up this cow eye and then moving to the sheep brain dissection portion. Do you fit in the bag? Please fit in the bag. Get in the bag. Why don't you want to go? I want you in the bag. I suppose I could just left stuff on the tray and put it in there. Okay. So there's that all sealed up. And we will be moving to the sheep brain. I need that. And this has another tablecloth, and I'm just going to ignore it because I've got one down already. Another bag. And the sheep brain. I know this isn't the safe way to do it, and I don't care because those scissors were not working. Are you gonna open? Okay, there she is in all her beauty. Ooh. I don't do well with dissections at all. That's okay, because we're doing it, you know? I know. Okay, so I have my little sheet here with my instructions that I wrote down because I can't watch the videos while it's recording. So, what do we got here? Number 1, the meninges. So, let's see what these forceps are like. Oh, they suck. Awesome. So, the meninges, I'm actually just going to cut a little slice right here and pull up those. So here is the dura mater, it is the outermost layer of the meninges. You also have the pia mater and the arachnoid layer in between. And I will get this pulled off of here however I can. Video made this look very easy. I don't know exactly where I'm supposed to be here. Cut, please. What are you doing here? So there's the dura mater in all its glory. And a somewhat exposed brain here. Lots of things. Okay. What have I got going on here? So starting off here, this big part is the cerebrum of the brain. Wow, I am all over the place. So the ridges are called gyri, and the little the valleys are called sulci. In the longitudinal fissure here, you can see the longitudinal fissure is what divides the two halves of the brain. So the longitudinal fissure, I suppose I could be doing that, is going to be right here. Here is an example of a gyrus, and here is a sulcus. This general portion of the brain is the cerebrum, and then we have the right hemisphere and then the left hemisphere. The transverse fissure here is what separates the cerebrum from the cerebellum. And in here, under the dura mater of the cerebellum, there are little sulci there. Those are called folia cerebelli. And this right here is the spinal cord. And then under here, these 4 bumps, 2, 3, 4, those right there are the corpora quadrigemina, and then there's the superior, I keep losing my place, I'm sorry, the superior colliculi and then the inferior colliculi. So The superior is going to be those top ones there, and then the inferior are those bottom ones. And then above those is the pineal body right there. Okay, and then section 2. So for the ventral surface, we have the optic bulbs. Is that right? No, the olfactory bulbs right here. And then this is supposedly across here. Nice, yeah. So the cross here. This is going to be the optic nerves. And then the cross is the optic chiasm. And then the part of the optic chiasm closer to the brain is going to be the optic tracts. Underneath of that is going to be the pituitary gland right here. I'm just going to double check that is correct. Pituitary gland. It just doesn't say. That's nice. Okay. So, if I lift the pineal body, underneath of it is going to be, let's see if you can see that there. That little stalk there, that is the infundibulum. And then underneath of the infundibulum is going to be the hypothalamus. And then at the base of that, which is right here, is the mammillary body. I would like to know. I don't know. Okay. So then we have the, oh, there's more derm matter there. I don't know why. I like to do that without damaging the brain too much. Separates. I don't know why that's so strong. It's probably an important part. That is a nerve. Big nerve. Okay. So then the medulla oblongata is here, and then this is the spinal cord. So medulla and then spinal cord. So then we are doing a mid-sagittal section, and you stay in the tray. This is where I will get my knife and cut straight down the center. slightly. Such a weird feeling. Good luck. Okay. I don't know why that part is so hard. I don't think it should be. Anyways, so I have a mid-sagittal section here. We have the cerebrum up top there. We have the corpus callosum, which is right here. And then underneath of the corpus callosum is the lateral ventricle right here. The lateral ventricle goes down. And then top of the brain. So the thalamus is going to be right here. And then the hypothalamus is right here. Okay. Then this is going to be the optic chiasm here. Is that right? Yeah. And then why do you have a number, but you don't say what you are? Okay. Mm-hmm. It really just doesn't say. This thing is not very helpful. So I believe I can't see it very well, but I believe here is where the pituitary gland is supposed to be. The pineal body is right here. That's there. And then, again, that is the transverse fissure between the cerebrum and the cerebellum. And then showed those. And then the pons is here. That's that bubble in the midbrain. And the medulla. And then the spinal cord. And these little branches are called the arbor vitae of the cerebellum. Okay. And So then under the corpus callosum is the lateral ventricles. They're separated by the septum pellucidum, which is this part right here, that bottom part. And then this is the third ventricle here, and then the tissue inside is called the choroid plexus. The fourth ventricle is between the cerebellum and the cerebrum here. And then the cerebral aqueduct here is where it leads up to the other ventricles, and the cerebral aqueduct is what connects all of the ventricles. Okay, and then we have one more section to do, one more cross section, and that is going to be a frontal section. And I'm just going to do a half because I feel like it is still visible if I just do a half. Cut, please. Okay. Oh yeah, we're good. Okay. So the gray matter on the outside of the brain is called the cerebral cortex. And then the inner lighter color is the white matter. The longitudinal fissure, again, is the fissure that runs down the center. It's not very visible, like I say, because I only did a half and I had already done my cross section. And then right here, this little smiley looking thing, or side of a smile, is the corpus callosum. Underneath of that is going to be the transverse fissures again. And then underneath of that, right here, is going to be the fornix. And then under the fornix is the third ventricle. And then underneath of that is the thalamus. And then that concludes my sheep brain and cow eye dissection for Anatomy and Physiology 1 lab. Thank you.